Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have an exclusive battle between Ghost Recon Wildlands versus Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So let's find out who wins. So guys, we're going to start it off with the storylines for both of these games. First off, Wildlands. Nomad is the leader of an elite squad. In Wildlands, the leader of an elite squad concept of dismantling a drug cartel that owns the country of Bolivia, and he has little to no traits or development. But Wildlands has Agent Bauman. Agent Bauman is really more of the main character for Wildlands, and she displays plenty of unique personality traits, and she has some fantastic development at the end of the story. You don't want to mess with Agent Bauman, guys. She's no joke. Wildlands also did a much better job at keeping the player engaged, even when there was no cutscene, because you always knew something big was about to happen. Wildlands also has a much better cast with side villains like Takatari and side villains like Nidia Flores that give the game more flavor and diversity. Elsewhere was also an incredible villain, and he needed more runtime. And while Wildlands' story may have been much shorter, it was much more focused and better at delivering its overall narrative. So guys, let's find out if Breakpoint's storyline can last in the ring with Ghost Recon Wildlands' storyline. And on the right corner, we have Breakpoint's storyline. With the story for Ghost Recon Breakpoint, I wasn't so excited of the game's storyline. The protagonist, Nomad, is just a blank slate. It was clear that Nomad was made with the idea of allowing the user to create their own customizable character, which is completely fine. The only problem with that, nonetheless, is that it brings out an oddly boring character in the story missions. Nomad never exhibits any true characteristics or development throughout the story, and there are no standout supporting characters that are able to pick up the absence of personality from Nomad. Nomad's motivations in Breakpoint are extremely basic, and its connection to Cole Walker is very unclear and illogical. They tried to add flashbacks to show more of the relationship between Walker and Nomad, and honestly, it is hardly a connection at all. They served in the army together. Yeah, and it is a good thing that Walker is pretty good antagonist, or else this story would have been incredibly dull. Ubisoft could have gave me a little bit more when it comes to the storyline, guys. Cole Walker also lacked runtime. The only runtime he had was the flashbacks. As I mentioned before about Agent Bauman, it was exactly what Breakpoint was missing. I'm going to give Wildlands storyline a 10 out of 10. Breakpoint storyline, however, I give it a 5 out of 10. Wildlands has won the storyline battle! Now it's time for the gameplay battle. Drumroll, please. AI teammates were fantastic doing sync shots and stealth, and using them to hold positions or stall enemies was awesome. Your AI teammates could also revive you, and being spotted by enemies a lot less annoying. Characters also get a lot more upgrades in this game, and you have a lot more control over your statistics, and it was much more enjoyable to grind for. You also have a lot of gadget variety when it comes to Wildlands, and you even get to use the rebels of the area to help you with reinforcement, spotting, and direct mortar fire. And not having to deal with drones or tanks was a huge relief on its own. The vehicles in Wildlands are exactly what you would want in a world like this. I don't have any complaints on Wildlands gameplay. It's exactly what you would want to come to expect from an open world shooter, and the fact that its gameplay is still better than Breakpoint even though it came out 2 years before is very impressive. So guys, let's talk about the gameplay for Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Breakpoint's gameplay is very mixed for me. I think the movement, animations, and gunplay were a nice improvement from Wildlands, but there are some mechanics that used to be missing and still are missing from Breakpoint. For example, AI teammates. In the beginning days of Ghost Recon Breakpoint, AI teammates were not added in the game. Why? I don't know. But now they have been added in the game and is one of the best features in the gameplay. And it completely ruins the point of Nomad, the elite squad leader, when in the beginning, they launched him as the Lone Wolf. Also, the limitation on abilities, for some reason, there is only half the amount of abilities in Breakpoint as there was in Wildlands. And in Breakpoint, the vehicles also have very poor handling due to the lack of roads. There are even fewer customizations than the previous game, and for some reason, they thought it would be necessary to discard your character's mask and helmet during the cutscenes, which I really don't get because in Wildlands they didn't need that. What features they did add to the gameplay just completely sucked. The drones being the main thing because they're extremely annoying and overpowered, and it makes stuff 5 times harder, which I like new challenges, but the drones are just ridiculous. Ubisoft knows this as they are planning to give the players an option to remove the drones in one of the future updates. The one improvement you could really argue for is the loadout system, which doesn't have a big enough impact on the gameplay to properly credit it. Breakpoint's gameplay is not terrible, but the fact that they just managed to downgrade it from Wildlands is so disappointing. So guys, I give Ghost Recon's gameplay a 10 out of 10 and Breakpoint's gameplay a 6 out of 10. Alright guys, looks like Wildlands gets another win. Looks like Wildlands got another point. Looks like Wildlands is winning the battle and the crowd goes wild. So guys, let's talk about the open world for Ghost Recon Wildlands. Wildlands open world is awesome. Bolivia looks extraordinary. Now there may not be a lot of variety. You might stumble upon some snowy mountains or forests every now and then. Wildlands map is huge. Each province in the game feels like it belongs there and wasn't just randomly placed. So I really love that. You also did not have to travel as far in between missions since the story missions are going to be in the same province you are doing your intel missions. Wildlands open world was very fun to explore. I recommend you guys try it. You will not be disappointed. So guys, let's finish it off with Breakpoint's open world. Breakpoint's open world is probably the best part about the game. Aurora is very big open world, which can sometimes be annoying because it will take a long time to get to the objective. But still, the large open world allows for plenty of side objectives, exploration, and loot to discover. The variation of the world has also very nice. There's also a lot of different environments to uncover, and my issue with Aurora is that since it is such a large map, it has a lot of dead space, and trying to travel from objective to objective can at times be very long and boring. Other than that, Aurora is a decent open world and is one of the nicest looking worlds from a Tom Clancy game. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like Breakpoint won with a 10 out of 10 and Wildlands a 9 out of 10 when it comes to open world. So guys, looks like Ghost Recon Wildlands is the winner! I feel that the scores are very accurate in every way. Feel free to argue if you think that Breakpoint is the better game in the comment section below. So guys, I hope you liked this review. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel today to become a god at every game you play. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.